Today's September 14th, 2024, and today we lost a dear friend, Grandmaster Will Higginbotham. I've known Will forever. He was a student of my teacher, George Dillman, before I was a student of my teacher, George Dillman, so I've always considered Will to be my senpai. So for 25 years, almost consecutively, we lost the COVID years, but there were 25 of these annual DKI summer camps in Indianapolis. I was at, I think, every single one. Often I was the first person to teach on Friday night. That was kind of, I don't know, it's sort of my job almost. Be the first guy to get up and start teaching. And part of that for a long time, so that's how long I've known Will longer than that, but that's how long we've been sharing together and being a part of the transmission and sharing of the art that we love so much. He's a brilliant martial artist, practiced Ryukyu Kempo, but also practiced small circle jiu-jitsu, so he had a ton of insights that he would bring constantly back and forth, allowing his Ryukyu Kempo to inform his small circle to inform his Ryukyu Kempo. It's always a pleasure to teach with Will, to see what he was doing. I often, when I had the chance to go and teach with him, I'd often get him on video so that I could record what he was doing, because he would look at things differently than the way I did, and so I could learn stuff. So I wanted to honor Will today just by sharing with you, one of those insights that he shared with me that I got on video, and I put it out for my students on my KJK website, Masterclass, and my students have seen this. This is really worth watching. It's also a great way to see the kind of subtlety of knowledge that Will demonstrated. One of the things about DKI and how it's composed is we are constantly learning from each other. There was never, it's never just dribbles down from the top. It was always coming from all directions. We would learn from anyone who had a good idea or something, and then especially our colleagues who had broad experience training, teaching, coming up with nuances that different people missed. And so here's an example of one from my senpai, Will Higginbotham, that is incredibly useful, and I think you're going to benefit from it, but I certainly am going to be working on it, so it becomes automatic for me.
Many people, when they trap, if he grabs me, they just put their hand over there. And if I start to do something, he can jerk that hand away anytime he wants to. I don't really have him trapped. That's not a trap. When he pulls, I don't resist it. I say, oh, okay, I'm going to close on it, because forward pressure is king.
So this is important, because there's a thing, he's about to teach the thing, which is to make it so they can't get their hand away, but he just taught you the thing that makes it so even if they're trying to get their hand away and you didn't get the thing he's about to show you, it still works.
Yes. So even if you do this, if he starts to pull away, I would close on him. But this still, some people are really fast and they can jerk that hand away really quick, and I'm coming in and it's gone. Now I've got to start doing something else. So just use one finger to trap it. I go between this here. I go right here. And I squeeze him to me. I am holding my arm, but his finger is attached to his hand. He can't really pull that loose, okay? So when we do this, we always use an additional thing called forward pressure. In small circle jiu-jitsu, we have a little mantra. We say, when in doubt, move forward. Always use more. If you know nothing and you just wander into his existence, he's going to be put off by it and distracted heavily, and you'll throw off his game anyway. So when you do this trap, we're going to step to the corner, reach, and now I'm contacting under heart 6. My little finger will lay across the small intestine 6 too at the same time. So when I come in here, I'll come across and just drop that. Now that's because the arm is already bent. If he locks his arm out, oh, I can't do it. Not now. So I relate this to the serpentine movement of a snake. When I come in, even if he locks his arm, he's not going to have it locked on, because this area is where the triple warmer V is, and what it will do is release the entire energy of the arm. And since my hands are both busy, this hand is going to get busy, and if you have shorter fingers than me, I just come across like this, but you can get your fingers right on that, and that will bend right away for you. This is called a bent elbow wrist lock. Some people call it an S lock or a Z lock.
Or a wrist turn press.
Don't try to get the whole hand. People try to do this, and it's going to be hard for people with small hands to do that. Get one finger, isolate it, step, drop, and we would call this a trapped lock, because when I've got this anchored, I can do so much more with it. On the same side, I just reach across and grab that finger. It's, again, attached. He's not going to be able to pull that loose. My thumb line now is on here, and I push that towards the elbow and come down. Now, I would also move, because I would come in here, and that's the setup. The setup allows you to have him in his weakest position to allow that lock to happen. I want to trap this. I'm clamping him to me. So I just call it the C clamp. I clamp, I step around, and if the arm is straight, I can go that way. Even if he's trying his best to lock that arm out, if I come in here and I just, a little wiggle, all I'm doing is just like that. That's going to deviate and make that come open. So when I come in here, now he can't pull back. So in review of this, most people just trap. And when I come in to do this, they can pull that away real easy. It's too easy. I trap and I grab one finger. It's attached. He's not going to be able to get away. I come up with the thumb line, again, making sure it's bent. And then this is just flowing over. It's a horizontal wrist extension, one of Wally's wrist exercises. And we use forward pressure. Forward pressure, big key. You got to close on the guy.
Sure. So you've seen here a ton of familiar principles. Constant forward pressure. You've seen variable pressure, confusing the joint. I mean, just go right down the list. If you, everything you've seen, you should be picking up and recognizing right away. But then this cool little piece about going after the finger rather than trying to slap that whole hand on there, that's the brilliant piece that's going to allow that to get better. At least it'll allow me to get better, because I'm going to go work on that now. I want to thank my friend and my colleague and my senpai, Will Higginbotham, for sharing that, not only with me, but with you. So thanks for watching.
Now go train.
Now, if you never knew Will Higginbotham, then you might not appreciate the depth of feeling that I have at this moment. But if you watched that carefully and you saw that just subtle but important piece of information that he was sharing that I valued so much, that I've been trying to incorporate into my own practice, you'll understand what a significant contribution he's made to the martial arts. And I hope that even just that much might help you be a better martial artist. So thank you for sharing this moment with me, for having this pause to remember Will. And now, go train.